Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's dive right into Big Brother because let me tell you, I have just wasted an hour and 30 minutes of my life I can never get back. I'm fooling around with AT&T. I live in a small town. So so the AT&T store only has one worker and I've been in there waiting forever and then they couldn't even do what I needed them to do. I was ready to go off. I held my cool. I did ask to speak to the manager, but the manager couldn't help either. So moving on, this is about Big Brother. I have so much to say. I feel like this week is gonna be a good week. I feel like I'm enjoying Memphis being HOH for all the wrong reasons. Not because I wanted Memphis to be HOH, but at least it's something about old school versus new school. Like Memphis is definitely playing in the old school way, and he don't give a damn. And I'm happy to see it. Like I'm tired of everybody wanting to do what the house wants. Everybody wanting votes for the house. I like people who win HOH and say, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. And vote how you must. Anyway, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about, because I do have a couple of reads, and so I'm gonna start off nice before I read a little bit. I'm so happy that the edit of the show included Davon Bailey, Kevin, and Danny discussing Black Lives Matter, discussing how their life or like school and just how it's been for them to live as a dark-skinned woman, how people were cruel to them and they had to learn to love themselves. And these are beautiful women. And just, I feel like it was just a great conversation because sometimes people don't understand. And I feel like Big Brother has never, ever, like I've seen it on Survivor, but I don't think I've ever seen Big Brother have these conversations make the air. Like we see them on the live feeds. We see a lot of racist shit on the live feeds, and sometimes they air that or not. But I'm happy they're allowing people to use this platform to speak their truth, speak their positive messages, and they're showing it to everyone on this national platform where maybe it might be introduced to households that have never had this discussion because they just never met someone to have that type of understanding. I was glad to see it. I was like, yes, CBS, Black Lives Matter. Yes, Black Girls Rock. Yes. What did my melanin is golden. Yes, it is. Beautiful black women, all shades. I love Bailey. I love Davon. Okay, let's get into some of the bullshit. Because I'm happy. I'm happy that the show is finally getting good. Because last week was a long pull. Like it was a struggle. No one was really. I feel like this week is gonna be kind of, because I already know who won POV and I already know if the nominations changed or not. So I feel like this is gonna be another struggle to next week. Not a struggle in a bad way. I don't know how the votes are gonna go, but I just feel like I'm ready for some stuff to get popping. I'm ready for it to get popping. I feel like this safety suite is just a maneuver to keep some of Big Brother's faves in the game a little bit longer. So Memphis is the type of HOH, like I said, where he doing what he want to do. He ain't even telling his alliance who his target is. He wants everyone to be paranoid. Everyone, if you don't play in the safety comp, you might go on the block, so you might as well play. Now, I know what he's trying to do, and I think that's a good strategy. He's trying to get as many people to play, so next week, when he can't be HOH, he can play and he can have the safety. I ain't mad at you for that, Memphis. But, you know, I'm I'm someone who I like to hate on the people in power if they ain't in the alliance that I like, and I hate the telephone alliance. So I was like, I hope don't nobody play in safety, and next week you ain't gonna be safe. That's me. So when I started to see like Nicole Franzel be like, I ain't wasting my safety, and Danny be like, I ain't wasting, like a couple of people's like, I ain't wasting it. I'm like, yes, ain't nobody gonna play in this until the countdown come. People wasn't even waiting to the last second last week. Like David was like, bloop, 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 bloop. Everybody want to go play. I was like, man, this is some bullshit. Like, now y'all ain't gonna be safe next week. Now, the first thing I saw, I guess the way they're doing have-nots this season, I like, but I feel like it's not gonna give me the drama I want from it. I feel like I like the idea of this season, people, you have to expose your hand a little bit. You have to expose your hand in this safety comp because you got to give someone else safety, which exposes someone you want to save. And then now with the have-nots, if you were a have-not last week, you get to pick somebody to take your place the upcoming week. And so I like that because you exposing your hand of, most people would give the person who they don't like or someone they want to target, okay, you have not. Ian kind of slid out of it, like any volunteers, and then friends, you know. I volunteer Ian. I don't. No, I felt like they should have made Ian call somebody's name. Like, I ain't volunteering to crawl into bed in that little room, and I ain't volunteering to be on no slop for a week. Like, you gonna have to pick me. You gonna have to pick me. Everyone else got picked. Of course, it's like, I pick you because I think you'll be least mad. Everyone was doing that whole, like, invisible. I'm invisible. Like, don't pick me. Don't pick me. I love it. It adds a layer of drama to the show. And you can pick somebody. I guess you can't pick yourself, but like, say if somebody wanted to pick Ian again, because I guess Ian wasn't happy, they could have put Ian right back on slop. That's what I would do. And I feel like next week, how if David makes it, David just gonna put Memphis on slop. That's what I would do. Oh, you want to put me on slop? Well, you can go ahead and take you another turn. So really, if you ain't in this first set of rotation, you might not get in the rotation, because all I would be doing is repaying the favor. You get a turn, you put me on, you get on. All right, so everyone was, the first big speech everyone on Twitter was in the uproar about was the way Memphis put David on slop. And let me talk about David real quick because I want to get it out the way. The way, if you go by Twitter only and these live people who report live feeds only, you would have thought Memphis said the most racist shit in the world when he put David on slop and when he nominated him on a block. Because everybody was like, they better show it. They better not cut what Memphis said. Don't give him no kind of favoritism. And I'm like, damn, what did Memphis say? And he just said, you want to have the full Big Brother experience? Here you go, buddy. Like, his tone was condescending. His tone was, I'm up here, you're down there. It was, but I didn't take offense by it, and I don't think David did. I don't think David likes being called buddy or little buddy because David is a grown-ass man. I didn't know he was about to turn 30. He looks good for his age. I would have thought he was in them mid-20s. But I don't know. I feel like I want to say this about David real quick because I've said my critique about David being on All Stars. I think majority agrees that yes, David, it was kind of screwed up how he went out first. But so many people. David is just the most recent that we can remember. Like, it's so many good people that went out first. Remember Glenn, that girl, what's her name? Jody, Cameron, Cam. All those people went out first for some kind of twist or competition, or, you know, voted out first just because we got to kick somebody out right now. A lot of people have went out first on Big Brother, and they are not all stars. They just aren't. All of these people that I just named, I would love to see them come back. Like, even if Big Brother ever did a season of Second Chance, like they've done that on Survivor, where you might have got a raw deal, we want to give you another chance. That would have been perfect for David, but he is not an all-star. Now, a part of his strategy of coming in the house was playing dumb. Like, oh, what's a veto? Oh, winner nominations. Oh, what is the have not? Like, I don't know this stuff. I was out first. And I call bullshit on that, David, because even though you were out on a twist first, you all were in that camp comeback where you were living in the house for 4 weeks. You got to see all the competitions. You knew all about the nominations. You knew everything that was going on in that house. You just couldn't partake in it because you were in the camp comeback. So I felt like that was a stupid strategy. Like, don't come in here like a lost puppy, because that's what people look at you. Like, Memphis don't know. He probably ain't even watched that season. So you come in here talking about you don't know what nothing is. He probably like, well, let his ass go on the block. Like, he don't know nothing. So let him go on out the game, because we ain't got time to teach you on All Stars. That's giving Memphis the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what was truly in his heart. But David even admitted in a confessional that he don't rock with Memphis. And it's some people in life, my husband say it about me all the time. He called me a hater. It's some people in life, I feel their energy. I just don't rock with you. Like, I'm like, I ain't fooling with them. He's like, you don't even know them like that. The energy, I just don't rock with that person. I don't want to get to know that person. And it's okay. Some people may not like me, and it's okay. They just weren't feeling each other. So David was like, I know I'm going on the block. The confessionals that David gave last night is the David I want to see play the game. Playing dumb, running up after Tyler. Tyler, what's a veto? Oh my God, what is a slop? Like, all of that, stop it. Because people aren't going to respect you. No one's... Act like you know something about the game and act like you're ready to play. And people may trust you with a little bit of information. So I said that all to say, I ain't mad at that Memphis for putting David on slop. Like, I would have to. Like, I said in my very first video, David to me could have been the first boot. And I feel like the only reason that no one touched David the first week, because no one wanted that heat from Twitter of him being a black man voted out first a second time. No one wanted that heat. But hell, I would have put his ass up on the block again too. Moving on from that. So I like to have not twist. So now I'm thinking, okay, I told you everybody want to play in Camp Comeback. Everyone was swiping their cards. Memphis intimidated enough people to go and waste their safety. And I don't know, is it truly a waste? The one thing I don't like is, okay, next week, everyone left with the past is the telephone group and Enzo. I hope Enzo gets it. Anybody but Memphis next week. But anyway, Christmas wins it. And it's a balancing competition. Y'all saw it with the drinks. I thought it was a fun competition. The only thing I don't like is when it's a secret time. I feel like production can put anybody in first place that they want to. And I feel like Christmas was the only one talking about saving Ian, so Christmas wins. I mean, when you look at it, you really don't know who's doing good and who's doing bad. Like, Davon was using her feet and her toes. I said, yeah, Davon is sucking right now. I can't believe Davon was in the confessional talking about, I think I won this. And this girl had 8 minutes. Everybody else was in the twos. Christmas won with a 1 minute. But Davon was at 8 minutes. It took you damn near 5 times longer than everybody else. Go on somewhere, Davon. I still like you, girl. So what they could have done is they could have had a stopwatch right by that buzzer. That way people will know, okay, I'm at 60 seconds. Let me. So that way when they hit stop, we could have saw, okay, Christmas got a minute 38. We could have saw, okay, so-and-so got 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So-and-so got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I feel like it makes it more honest. When it's a secret time competition, a small bit of conspiracy is in my mind. Like, but okay. I'm not mad at Christmas for winning. I think Christmas is going to be seen as the competition person for the females, and I think by her winning so much, it's not going to do anything but put a target on her back. Now, she gives her safety pal, whatever it's called, her partner, safety partner, pass to Ian. So Ian is safe too. And Memphis is pissed. And the whole time, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's Kiss My Cheeks TV on Twitter. I was reading Memphis down last night because I was having a good time laughing at his ass. Because I'm like, you in the telephone group, this huge alliance, you bullying, I mean, everyone bullying, but kind of intimidating everyone to be paranoid and playing this safety thing. You don't even want to tell your alliance who the target is. And so now your dumbass, since you ain't tell your alliance, you just tell them if you win, don't pick nobody in the alliance so we could kind of hide that we in the alliance. And so now your dumbass partner done gave safety to your target. I was reading him down on Twitter. I said, yeah, this is what your ass get. You should have at least told your alliance, I want Ian for the target this week. Yeah, some of them probably wouldn't have liked it, but at least Christmas would have at least known, let me throw Bailey. The way Bailey was choking Christmas's arm, clutching her, like once Bailey saw Christmas had the 138 and Christmas beat her time, she was clutching Christmas like, you my mama and don't lose me in the mall, mom. And I'm like, why is she holding on to Christmas like this? I'm like, she ain't about to just give you the pass because you grabbing her. Strange, but she could have just threw it to Bailey or something, like anybody, so Ian wouldn't have been could have still been the target. But anyway, let's move on from that. So now, throughout this episode, Memphis is constantly talking about Dan. He says, I don't like Ian because Ian beat Dan. And Dan beat me 7-0. And I don't like him because me and Dan are friends, even though he beat me. But I don't like him because Ian beat my friend. And I'm like, you sound like a motherfucking idiot. Like, my whole meme was, make it make sense. Like, I want to get revenge for Dan. I can't get revenge for Dan this week, but I'm going to get revenge for Dan. And I'm like, Dan ain't even in the game. And I said the last time I checked, Dan got $500,000. Ian got $500,000. You need to be playing so you can have $500,000. Like, what do you mean revenge for Dan? Make it make sense. If you really wanted some revenge for Dan per Twitter streets, you need to be kick Nicole out your telephone group. She the one who wouldn't let your buddy come play this season. And then they said on Twitter, your ass was an alternate. You wasn't even supposed to even been on the show if it wasn't for Josh and KC dumbasses. A part of me wishes I can't stand Josh and I cannot stand Josh and KC. I really can't. KC is an utter bore. But I feel like if KC was there, it would give Christmas a run for her money. as far as competitions, but Casey probably would just throw all the competitions until the end like she did her original. But okay, Casey ain't have to be there. But Josh would have at least added a layer of drama to this season that would have at least allowed me to read him some more, laugh at his ass. Like, Josh would have just been obnoxious and it wouldn't have been boring. Like, right now, it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring, and I feel like we gonna get to how I feel like I think this season is gonna wrap up. But I don't want this to turn into Memphis's plight of All Stars is getting revenge for Dan, because I'm just gonna keep reading your ass all up and down Twitter, because I think that's the stupidest thing. Because moving on, so we get to the nominations. He nominates Nicole A. One, he says, Nicole, I told your ass to play for safety, and since you ain't want to play and waste your pass like I told you to, you can go sit on the block. I thought that was kind of cold-hearted. Like, Nicole is like, I'm going to say this about Nicole real quick. Y'all can read me in the comments. Nicole is the sweetest, most likable Big Brother player in a long time. Like, I really like Nicole A. I don't think she's built for it. She's already on the live feeds crying, saying she kind of wants to go home because she don't think she can take the pressure of being in the house. And like, she's doing that Kevin thing. Oh, you all are iconic. And then Nicole, yes, is an America's favorite player, an all-star not. She never has her reads right. She always opening her mouth telling somebody business to the wrong person. She did it last season. She doing it this season. Nicole should have stayed at home. Like, we don't need, this ain't America's favorite player race. The same thing could be said about Bailey. I love you, Bailey. But Bailey wasn't no all-star either. All of Bailey's reads were wrong. All of Bailey's reads were wrong. She put all her faith in Tyler, Casey, and when it came time to cut Bailey, snip, snip, peace out, girl. And I feel like they're going to do you the exact same way. The exact same way. You're going to think you got a secret little something with Tyler, but Tyler is just going to keep you around as a number for him. But as soon as he don't need you for that vote no more, snip, snip. Bailey, if you don't snip Tyler before he snips you, you deserve to go home this season. I said it. If you don't put Tyler on that block and get rid of him before he gets rid of you, you deserve to sit. I at least want you to make the jury. Go ahead and vote for him to get the 500K. But moving on from that, I done forgot what I said. Okay, so Nicole is the first nom. Now we get to the second set of controversy on Twitter was David's nomination. He said, "Little buddy, I can't do the get the block. You at the big kids table now, buddy." Obnoxious, yes. It was, again, condescending. Yes. It was him talking to him like, you my child and you not my daddy. Yes. Racist. I didn't take it as being racist. Like, somebody was on Twitter talking about Memphis called David a boy. Like, boy, get on the block. And that's why I say you can't always go by Twitter. And they was like, they better not cut it. He called him a boy. And I'm like, he just called him a little buddy. And again, I ain't gonna say it was racist, but David has been acting so much like he knows nothing about Big Brother. He's playing up the tears. He's playing up the, I'm so happy. This is my first time ever doing this. This is my first time ever voting. This is my first time doing a DR. Like, David is playing that naive role of, did Memphis have to say it like that? He didn't. But this is Big Brother of the past, and this is the Big Brother we used to like. The same way Frank, what's his name, Frank, or not Frank, Zach, was it Zach? Whoever called Nicole, that Fruit Loop dingus. Whoever was like, what would your husband think? You sitting up here laid up with so and so. What your husband at home thinking? You know, when people used to read people down and sit their ass on the block. That's what Memphis was doing. It's not nothing really. I ain't get offended. Now, take my black card. Shit, if I should have been offended. It didn't offend me the way Twitter thought I would be offended. I blame it on David for acting so naive and wanting to play the dumb role. So he said, hell, you want a Big Brother experience? Here you go. Sit your ass on the block. I would have put David ass on the block too. Me too. Memphis can still go home next week, but I'm not going to just label the man a racist. Like, it's... Someone told me to get prepared for BB Twitter. This is my first year on Twitter with the Big Brother. And people crazy. They out here giving him negative Yelp reviews, 0 stars on all his restaurants. I'm like, did he do anything that bad? I mean, we just can't read them in the comments. Like, I threw Memphis a couple of reads, you know, on Twitter, and I read them down a little bit, but I ain't about to go mess with the man business. Anyway, so I did watch a clip on the live feeds after this nomination, and I'm telling you, I thought it was gonna be a lot of hype. Tyler in there, I can't believe he said what he said to you, David, man. That was some bullshit. And I'm like, Tyler, you will be the main one to vote for David on Thursday. The first one. The first one. Now, I don't know how the votes are going to go. Spoiler. I'm telling you now, hit pause in if you don't want to know. Spoiler. But Memphis won the power of veto. And I found out that nomination stayed the same. So David and Nicole are on the block. Now Twitter, I tell you, can't believe everything these Twitter live feeds say. They say Nicole A is going to be the one hitting the door and meeting Julie on Thursday. I thought more people would want to work with Nicole over David. I feel like David must have showed them something that he's ready to play, and he's dropping that bullshit of, I don't know what's going on. Because I'm telling you, the David in the confessionals was on it. He was talking that good shit, that shit I be wanting to hear the Big Brother players talking. That's the David I want to show up in the game. And so maybe a couple of people saw that and was like, yeah, we're going to keep him because he might put Memphis up. And Nicole A is just... I don't know. I like her. Like, I really like everybody. Like, it's nobody really I dislike. But it's people who I don't mind leaving, that I don't mind not making it to jury. And Nicole A is one of them. Let me get out my list. Let's talk about what we think going on. I did have Nicole A making it to jury because I thought people would drag her along as a vote. But she can go. She can go. I feel like it's going to take somebody like Enzo to realize he's not a part of the telephone group. Because I heard on Twitter, they picked out 4 of the telephone group. Nicole, Danny, Tyler, Cody. They haven't picked up that Memphis is in it, and they haven't picked up that Christmas is in it. But I think Enzo needs to realize his boy Cody is closer to the telephone group than this side. And Enzo needs to rally the Davon, the Baileys, the Janelles, the Davids, and to go after them. Because I feel like the telephone group is going to be that sick, powerful 6 that gets all the Faltays over here to turn against each other, and then they pick them off, and then the game gets good when the powerful 6 go. I don't want to see that for All Stars. I want to see this and this go like this, and we see the Big Brother we like, where this side to get power, then this side to get power, and everybody talking that hot shit at each other all season. That's what I want to see. We shall see. We shall see. I already pretty much told you the whole week of Big Brother, because if it does go, it's a lot of life to live in that Big Brother house. Like, it's a long time to Thursday. It's a long time to Thursday. David can work some people nerves to Thursday. Some alliances can blow up and say, well, we got to get rid of David so we can go against them. I hope this telephone group blows up. I heard Memphis is mad at Nicole for wanting to save Ian. I don't think the telephone group will last. I really don't. I think Memphis is going to turn people off. But they can just easily vote him out and pull Ian into the telephone group. What is the name of that alliance? I just been calling them telephone group. Anyway, y'all, I'll try to come back before Wednesday if anything exciting happens on the live feeds. But so far, we really ain't got to talk about Wednesday. I guess we'll talk about what the show shows us, what it gives. But I just want to see I'm ready now to see who gets voted out and who gets this new HOH. Because next week is what's going to be good. Next week's HOH is going to be good. And the safety suite is going to be good. Because we get to see who wins and who gets safe. The telephone group can't win again. The telephone group can't win HOH again. All right, y'all, get in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought. And I will see you all Wednesday for the POV episode. Like, comment, share. Bye.